So it is start of week 5 of this office sort of unit renovation. It's mad that we've had this unit now a good month. So yeah, and a lot of work has actually made it has transformed it. We've still got a lot of work to go, and it's going to take a long time. But as mentioned in my previous video, which you could probably expect, I'm wearing the same t-shirt because I also filmed the end of week 4, start of week 5, like now. So yeah, we've actually already been working on the unit a little bit today. Got a few more bits down here, and then yeah, we're just going to crack on. This week we've got barely any work going on. Well, I say barely any, we've got quite a lot of work not going on. So it's given us a bit more time to sort of get on with this thing, because again, this needs to be done by the end of April so we can officially move in. So what have we already done? So today's the Monday. We have finished down here for today, but I'll show you where we're up to. So this wall has now, somewhere, my mother's painted a bit of PVA glue just to sort of try and seal it. Just so sort of like things like moisture and things that don't get come through officially. Obviously they've got the carpet tiles. So this week, this room just needs a bit of a mop. I need to get all the junk out, and actually we're going to start carpeting this room. So this room can be used, and then we can sort of use it for what we need to. Another thing we've also got done as well is we've actually bought a few things. So while we've been doing this, we've been renovating our home. Obviously, as doing this on a bit of a budget, we can use some of the bits we had at our home to be put in here. So first thing, boom, fridge freezer. It was free, it come from our house. We just let it sort of defrost so we can clean it and get it all back up to tip-top shape. Another thing is I've got table and chairs. These are also from our house because we've just also had a new table and chairs, and we've also had a new oven. There's an oven under there, I know, exactly. I think we obviously did last week, got all the radiators. These all need to go in, but we need to go and get a boiler first. So another thing we can also do is work on this room. Need to go get a bit of vinyl, because we're just going to vinyl this room. We're going to leave this one for now. We've also got an air fryer as well. That's come out, and obviously that's the sink we've had from my house. We've had some mad moves. But basically we are going to sort of leave this. Hello. We're going to leave this room a little bit, purely for the fact that we don't have to have this renovated to be in here. We can do that after, because it is actually usable. It looks disgusting and needs a hell of a clean, but at the moment it works. So having this done is not actually quite essential just yet. So another bit of a plan we've got this week is we mentioned we was going to have boards along here to sort of cover this. We're actually going to plasterboard it. Found where the PVA glue is, so I've just stuck my finger in it. Great. But yeah, basically instead, what we're going to do is we're going to actually go and get plasterboard and plasterboard this entire wall. Reason being, it just looks disgusting, and we just want to make it all nice in our office environment. That one we don't need to worry about because actually it's all right. We're going to give it all a good paint though, hopefully this week. We also need to board up that, because that through there isn't ours. That's a communal area for the other units also in there. But our previous people who were in here had the entire part of this building. And then once it's been plastered, painted, and we've done a bit of wiring as well, we can start carpeting this little room as well. And then this will be usable. Then we can sort all the technical parts out, internet and everything, and actually get everything in here, because then we can use it. But the big thing is that we definitely need a boiler to do all the heating, get all the radiators plugged in. We also got this sort of room doesn't really need too much. It just needs a bit of paint and filling some holes. Apart from this room is pretty decent. We're also thinking of just getting some more of these and just using them across here, because that's all the sort of meter stuff. And again, just a bit of paint, and then we can carpet this one as well. Once done that, done the kitchen, we're moving in. Basically, we're going to be moving. Taking all the stuff from our old place, put it in here, and boom. And then we've got this part. So not really much has been going on with the unit. We've actually been using it, as you've probably seen on my other previous ones. We use it because this car's broken again. It's misfiring its nuts off. But yeah, we've actually been using it. I mean, again, we've got the Beamer in there, but the priority is that one. We've got the cheeky wheels. They're sick there. The wheels are proper. but that'll be going on in the next sort of like few days, hopefully as well. And yeah, pretty much this is being used. I even actually filmed videos here, and I'm also planning live streams in here as well. Live streams of me fixing this car because that gets views. But also it's just good content. So yeah, let's get to decorating. Let's get to actually starting to make this look like an office / unit as well. Let's go. So continuing with week 5, we're going to get this little room hoovered and mopped. Reason being, it needs to be squeaky clean before we start putting any sort of carpet tiles down. So we've got this hoover which I have had for quite some time now. It's been sat away in a cupboard. We've been using this one, not very good though. That's bagless, this is bagged, and obviously with dust you want bags. So what we need to do is clear everything out of here, and then we'll get to hoovering and then mopping, and then I've just got to let the door sort of be open just while I mop up, and then carpet tiles can get in there. I need to move all this wood as well, just so I can get every nook and cranny. So I'm going to be doing it off camera purely for the fact that it's long. I can't bother doing it at a time lapse because the time lapse I did for the previous week, I just couldn't get with it. So let's clear this out, let's hoover it, let's mop it. Slight issue, it's not a bagged hoover either. We thought this hoover was meant to be bagged hoover, because with dust, I can see it's how foggy it actually is in here. It's just ridiculous. So basically the dirt's going in and it's just been spurted back out. So what we're actually going to do instead is sweep it and then mop it. One thing we are finding as well with this entire sort of building, I have just also, it looks like I haven't, but I have, it's all mopped now. But one thing with this unit, because of how mistreated it was, how it was never really cleaned, and how dusty actually is in here, we feel like we are going to be constantly cleaning this place. Like obviously, we do the general, like, clean of an office every night, hoover, that sort of thing, but just with these walls and everything, it just feels like we are going to be constantly cleaning. It just, obviously, we're going to sort of plaster all that one down to that bit there, but especially with this sort of room here, like we tried to sweep it, but all I get them was just dust and more dust and more dust. Like I was sweeping one bit, picked up loads of dust, and I had to sweep it again because there was more dust. Because how mistreated this place actually was by the previous people, it just doesn't clean. It's just impossible. And obviously, we're not saying we haven't got the equipment. We've got hoovers and everything. But obviously, doing this all on the budget, it's just hard. But it's an experience and a half, I'll tell you that. So that's that little room done. Next, I need to quickly take some of the screws and everything out off this wall, because this wall needs to be filled. And then this one, that one, this one, that one can all be painted along with the ceiling. And then I'm going to go and price up plasterboard for that. The thing I've got to do in a bit is go to a building site and price up loads of like sharp sand with aggregate in it and concrete. There's a place down the road from where we are, and we think with the trucks I have, got a feeling they can actually come through the gate and tip it. So we need to quickly go measure that part as well now, after I've done these screws, and see if their vans can fit through. And I've also got some new additions to the actual unit part as well. Back to abandon ship for just a second because I need to pop right back home. As I thought we had to take measure in the unit, but it turns out we do not, so I need to go get one now, measure it up. I've also got to go see my mate for a moment, but I don't know when he finishes work, so I need to go get tape measure, come back, measure the gate, and then we can go to the building site and have a look at some sharp sand and all that, just so we can get the ramp done. We're going to try and get enough to do both ramps in one, so that means when we've got a bit of time, we can on one of the weekends, hopefully soon, because the ramp does also still need to be done for the Nissan to get out ready for it to go to like shows and things. So I'm hoping we can get those done soon. So let's go get tape measure and come back. I'm just about to go in to the place that we're at now. Let's try and get some sharp sand with this concrete delivered. Now I've measured the gate, it's just over 9.5 foot wide. So we're hoping the vans they have here, which are tipper vans, can deliver. If that's the case, I'll tell them that we're going to be interested. We're going to come back when we need it. Just making obviously just the inquiry now. So let's go in. So we're back from the builder's merchant, and some bad news: they do not deliver. I don't know why I said it like that, but basically they stopped doing deliveries a little bit of time ago because it just wasn't viable. They have the lorries still, but they're not doing any deliveries whatsoever. So we need to try and find another one, somewhat local, or we're going to have to go down the route of getting like closing the road. So basically, the gate leads onto a bit of a really, really busy road. Closing that is going to be hard. You have to go through the council, and to be honest, the council aren't really the best. Which is going to be it's going to be an interesting idea to do. So I'm going to speak to my dad, because he's pretty much project manager of this whole entire thing. But for now, what we're going to do while I'm back here is I'm going to put this in place. So I need to move all the wheels, move the bin, move all this, and this is going to go on the end there. So I'm either going to have it that way or that way. But let's sort of rejig it and let's have a look. The first way, honestly, moving these is really hard. But that's the first way, and because obviously the desk ends there, it can go that way. It just means you can go to it, bosh, turn, whatever. But I think I've got it upside down as well, which is even worse, because they're the feet. So let me just sort of quickly turn this around, because that door's meant to be on that side and these double doors meant to be on that side. But let me just quickly turn it around. Quick decision, I've turned it around now. As you can see, the feet are actually on the bottom. I'm actually going to keep it this way. Reason being is that A, we don't lose any more space. 2, it gives me a bit more space here, because with the door and everything, it's going to be capped. I need to empty this bin as well. But then we don't lose any sort of desk space just there. So the fact that can just stay there and we can have a little bit of a standing area here where we can open the door and put whatever we need to in. I've sort of cable tied that shut just for now. So I'm going to leave it like that. Tomorrow I've got work, and then I'm going to come down, and basically all of this, apart from the turbo, my spare turbo there and the spare exhaust manifold there, it was all in here on the shelves, also apart from that stuff there. But that stuff's going to be going soon anyway. So we're going to do that tomorrow. I'm done now for the day, because I've got some other things to do now, which doesn't obviously help. Obviously, I'd like to be down here a lot more, especially with that thing, because then I can actually work on it. Let me show you the new bits of equipment we got also for this unit. One's new, one we've already had for like many years. It's just been sat in a shed doing nothing, which is actually going to help with this and any future products we may have. So firstly, we bought a welder. This is a MIG welder. It cost me 130 quid, came with a mask, came with a full argon gas bottle as well, a new tip, the lot, which actually is pretty decent. The only thing we need is new wire. The guy said the wire had actually rusted over. It's been sat in his shed for I think he said a few years. The wire's rusted over. The wire isn't too much either, so we can replace that. Bosh. The second thing we got is a compressor. So we've got a spray gun, we've got air blaster, we've also got an air sort of circular-ish sort of thing. This is also going to really help with painting, dusting and everything as well, which is going to really, really step up the game when I've revealed the sort of project I want to do over the winter for this thing, and also then the work I need to do on this thing. So we're done now for today. Today's actually Wednesday, so I'm going to go home now. Tomorrow, again, we're going to come down, sort all the cupboards out. The office area, that's had to go on a bit of a hold. We were meant to be doing it this week, however, due to some work coming up, we've had to place it on a bit of hold. But next week, we've planned and booked in days where we're going to do all that, because we need it done. We also need to get plasterboard for that one wall. We're not going to put it on the bits of wood, we're actually going to freeze, tack it to the back, because it's just going to make it so much easier. We need about 6 bits of plasterboard, which will do that entire lot, and then we need to be plastered. So we're going to book in a day to get all that and do that as well. And then we've got the issue with the ramp. So what I'm thinking is, if we do a couple more B&Q trips just back and forth just for now, I'm not going to do it today, I'm going to do it next week. It's then going to allow me to grab what I need and build some bit of the ramp, because obviously we've done the first bit, that bit's done. And I can actually get a car in and out with it like that. But because it's such a bit of a, it's like a massive lift like that, I'd rather just smooth it out just a tiny bit, and then I can just get Nissan in and out of there. Because at the end of the month, which is April, I need to get it out. Well, I need to get this running first, and then I need to get it out because I've got 2 shows to go on. I've got one locally, and then in sort of like middle of May, I've got a massive show to go to. So this needs to be running. So I need to get it done, out, cleaned. I need to also get the tyres for the rest of these. But obviously a lot more will be going on the Nissan's video that I'm doing, which is a very long one. So let's go home. I'll join me tomorrow and we'll be sorting the cupboard out and bosh. But to be honest, it's looking more like a workshop now, especially with like the bits of equipment we're slowly getting, and obviously all the kit we've got over there and any kit we've got at home. For a bit of background, my dad used to run a garage many years ago. He's kept all of his tools since. I know obviously they're all old, but over the years we've sort of been replacing them and buying more, so we can pretty much use whatever we've got. So we've actually got the full kit to do anything on this, really. It's just the time and my knowledge of doing anything to cars like sanding, painting is out of my forte. Well, only a little bit I can sand, but you know. So yeah, join me tomorrow. So it's actually about 3 days later to actually when I said I was going to come down and sort all it out. Problem is, we're just not had the chance at all. Now, secretly, my dad doesn't know this, but it's his birthday this weekend. We've been so focused, we're actually throwing a surprise party for him, which I won't show anything because it's personal, but we've been trying to so focus on getting all that done to the point where I've not been able to come down and do any of this. You can hear my mother in the background hoovering, but basically, I've no chance to do any of this. The cars, we're sorting all that out. But next week we are back to originality, so I've got to do a few more things again today. If I do have a chance, I may come back down later to sort the back out. But basically, we've had to shove a load of stuff in here, including loads of like computers in the actual storeroom, all of my sort of old stuff. Because basically, we need to clear our house. So, week 5 has turned a bit. It has also gone a bit worse for wear, but we're going to be back on track starting next week because we'll have this weekend all out of the way. Can then focus on organising all of this because we've just basically chucked a load down. We know where it's all going to go, it's just that we haven't got time today. I've got loads to do tonight. So, yeah. But yeah, if I've got time again tonight, I want to come back and actually hopefully start sorting all this covered out, because what we've got from our sort of previous sort of like shed at home, we've just got like loads of like paints and everything, cleaning stuff, which the cleaning stuff is not really sort of like essential because we've got Ollie, but we've just got loads of like random, there's loads of sprays, cans of spray paint, there's loads in there as well, loads of bits of him. We've even got some like little bits of oil laying around, but basically we need this clean so we can get to work on that thing, because the headliner needs to be brought out here on here so we can actually reach-out with this stuff, which it'll be in the car video, but basically that's loads of like suede. Got loads of glue, we need to dye. There's also a seat in the back of there which also needs to dye black with, I need to go get a spray bottle. Basically got like fabric dye stuff here. And then we also need to crack on with loads of like repair work, like brake lights, that's what this is for. And then I can start storing stuff for this. So a bit of a project with in the winter from Nissan is basically this, and this is the turbo that I bought for the red one and the exhaust manifold for the red one as well. Because it's already turboed, all I need to do is just basically do like a bit of wire, like oil line extension, which is also what this is for under here. So like the cheeky bit of oil lines. And then yeah, so I may come down later on today just to start sort of going through all this, because a lot of this actually may end up going in the bin, because a lot of it is just sort of loose. Some cans are actually pretty empty, so we don't really want the empty stuff. We just basically need it all to just go in there, really. I need to also cut that, but like some bigger bits can go in there. Obviously these wheels aren't staying here, these will be going on that once I've obviously conquered all of this. I'm going to be keeping those because they're winter tyres, but a lot of this will be on the car videos anyway. And then I also need to start organising when and put all the equipment. So we've got obviously the welder, the air compressor. We're just going to basically figure out where the hell this is all going to go. Ideally, I would like it under there, just for now, but I don't know if it's physically viable. I'm tempted to get like a metal sort of bench so we can actually work on this stuff as well. But yeah, so it's just a case of which needs a lot of sorting, a lot of sort of like moving things. I've got to try and clear all this stuff as well because, well, organise it because it just looks a bit of a mess. That's the one thing I really hate. It's just pure mess. So, soon we can get it sorted, soon we can get this unit working. We've got an update with the cement mixer and obviously the ramp. We're actually going to go buy one because there's loads of cheap ones. Like, we don't need to buy a brand new one, we can just buy one that's second hand, that's been used. There's loads sort of nearby to where we are in Birmingham, so we think we're just going to go pick one up, and then we just need to figure out what the hell we're going to do with the sand and cement mix, because obviously, as mentioned, the only delivery guys that we can find don't deliver no more, which could have fitted through the gate. Otherwise we are going to have to end up sort of like closing the road, which again, busy road, is just, it's almost going to be a no from the council. But we've just got to basically wait and see. I might actually speak to them on Monday, because today's Friday. Yeah, I might speak on Monday just to see if there's any sort of way around it, whether we can just, you know, get someone to close the road for a moment. It's literally got to be like half an hour they do a delivery, but because of where the delivery needs to go, it just makes it a bit awkward. If we can do that, bang in. If we can't, then we are going to end up having to do a load more of the sort of go to B&Q and come back, go to B&Q, come back, which is expensive. We haven't really got the vehicle to do it. I mean, we've got the van, but it's not exactly like an actual van, it's just an MPV. And yeah, but apart from that, this place is looking, it's getting there. There's just, I think Dad's actually working down here today. He's actually starting to carpet his little, that little room, and then that'll be done. That'll be usable. So let's go have a look at see what he's doing there. Work. This is what the carpet looks like. It's pretty sick actually. I like it. So he's just basically measuring for what he needs to, and then we're going to get the outer bits stuck down. Not the inner bits, don't really need to, but the outer bits will be stuck down with carpet adhesive, which he's actually got right there. So these are actually technically all stuck down. But yeah, it's going to look good. It's going to look good. And once this room's done, it's done. We can basically move stuff in here if we want to. So back home now, and yeah, we basically got all the carpet done. You'll see in week 6 of what we've done, but honestly the progress is getting on really well. So thank you ever so much for watching. Really do appreciate your time. I know these are getting a bit long-winded, but again, you know, we've got other things we need to do as well. So yeah, we're getting there. It's slowly but surely. Hopefully in the future I'll be better at doing these types of videos as well. But yeah, thank you ever so much for watching. Join me next week.